Ahoy! Today I'm thrilled to introduce the iconic New York-class battleship, the USS Texas BB-35, in its formidable 1945 configuration. This legendary ship is not just a warship, she was also a pioneer in naval technology and a witness to history. With a length of 573 feet and a crew of over 1,800 brave sailors, the USS Texas was a force to be reckoned with. Armed with a vast array of firepower, including powerful 14-inch main guns, it could deliver devastating blows to enemy warships from great distances and provide relentless barrages on fixed emplacements. The USS Texas was the first US battleship to mount anti-aircraft guns, enhancing its defense against aerial attacks. She was also the first US warship to use fire directors and rangefinders, improving her accuracy and efficiency. Moreover, she was the first battleship in the United States to launch an aircraft from a catapult on its turret, demonstrating her versatility and innovation. The USS Texas saw extensive action in both World War I and World War II, serving in the Mexican waters, the North Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Theater. She supported the landings of the US troops at Omaha Beach on D-Day, and fired over 250 14-inch shells at German positions. She also provided naval gunfire support for the Marines on Iwo Jima and Okinawa. Decommissioned in 1948, the USS Texas earned a remarkable 5 battle stars for its service in World War II. The venerable ship embarked on a new chapter as a museum ship, becoming the first US battleship to be permanently preserved for history. She is currently undergoing restoration at Galveston Island State Park after being towed there from her previous location near Houston. The restoration project aims to repair her hull, preserve her historic features, and enhance her visitor experience, while placing her in a safe dry dock, allowing her to endure for future generations to love. The USS Texas is more than a ship. From its sleek lines to its mighty hull, the USS Texas embodied American ingenuity and craftsmanship. Its design served as a blueprint for future battleships and left an indelible mark on naval history. She is a symbol of courage, freedom, and sacrifice. She is a witness to history, a protector of democracy, and a guardian of liberty. She is a testament to the spirit of America, the strength of its people, and the greatness of its nation. For over a century, the USS Texas served with honor and distinction in both World War I and World War II. She fought in some of the most decisive battles of the 20th century. She has supported the brave men and women who fought on land, sea, and air for the cause of freedom. She has endured hardships of war, the ravages of time, and the challenges of preservation. Today, the USS Texas stands as the last surviving dreadnought battleship from World War I, and the only battleship in existence that fought in both world wars. She is a national treasure, a historic landmark, and a living museum. She offers visitors a glimpse into the past and a connection to the present. She will inspire generations of Americans to learn from her legacy and to honor her memory. The USS Texas is more than a ship. She is a symbol of courage, freedom, and sacrifice. She is America's battleship. Would you like to know more? Subscription guarantees citizenship. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're taking out the iconic USS Texas. We've got early access to it. I've been given a test drive so I don't have to grind it out. And she is an amazing ship, probably one of the most recognizable American battleships outside of the Iowa-class battleships. She is a very chunky girl and she has a lot of firepower, being one of the very first battleships to be fitted with 14-inch guns, and she has 10 of them. Being one of the first standard type battleships, she was the test bed for a lot of new ideas that were coming forward within the US Navy. This particular version is the 1945 refit, so we have a lot of changes over the original build, and that's mainly in the form of torpedo bulges, a little bit of extra armor, as well as a lot of AA firepower. We've got the 10 14-inch guns, we've got 6 5-inch guns, 3 on each side, we have 10 3-inch guns, we have 10 40mm Bofors in quad mounts, as well as 44 20mm Oerlikon cannons, which is a lot of firepower for a dreadnought of her age. She's basically immune to PT boats within 4 kilometers if you spot them. The ship has a 12-inch armor belt, gradually decreasing to 6 inches at the top deck, as well as a slight plate behind this. Despite being in the all-or-nothing armor scheme, the ship has a quite extensive belt, which does extend the majority of the length of the ship, with the exception of the bow and the stern. The armor scheme provides superior protection when you're angled, with the barbets having 12 inches of protection. There is a slight weakness on the super-firing barbette, but this is covered by the majority of the A turret. The turret faces have 14 inches of protection at 45 degrees of angle, so that is a lot of protection. You won't take many shots through the turret face. The firepower of USS Texas is spread amongst 5 turrets, with one of them sitting amidships, and I feel like this turret is a bit of a liability, as it adds an extra ammunition store, doesn't have as much protection as the other turrets, and the ammunition sits slightly high, and this has proved to be a liability for me. It also affects the fire angles, as you won't be able to get all 5 turrets onto a target unless you face your maximum broadside. I also feel like the addition of the extra turret led to a decrease in overall belt protection, as you can see here from the USS Nevada, which has significantly more armor but the same firepower. I know that in real life triple turrets had issues with dispersion when firing, but it doesn't really seem to affect it in this game, so I would say that overall USS Arizona and Nevada are better protected ships. You're also a little bit limited in shell choice, only having a high explosive and an armor-piercing cap ballistic cap shell. High explosive shells are nowhere near as good as a base fuse or a semi-armor piercing shell because they don't have any type of penetration outside of the explosive component, so they're not as good against cruisers. And so a ship or a battleship with semi-armor piercing will annihilate cruisers. With this ship, you kind of have to decide whether high explosive will be better, or you want to try and hit them with armor piercing with the risk of an overpen. Also, if you're thinking about rushing ahead to grab USS Texas, keep in mind that crew level is extremely important, because with this ship you have a 52-second reload with a stock standard crew. So if your crew's got no experience, you're going to be firing one broadside roughly every minute. Having the expert crew, which is pretty much essential for this class of ship, brings it down to a more manageable 42 seconds. But personally, I prefer faster firing weapons, and I would take a fast firing 12-inch over a 14-inch in most cases, especially with that reload rate. And after using the Japanese big guns, it's kind of, they feel lacking. They don't feel like they have the annihilation power that other battleships have. With all that said, let's jump in and play some games. As much as the general community dislike the circle maps, unfortunately you're going to see a lot of them with this rating of ship, and you better get used to it. Sometimes you'll fight lots of cruisers, sometimes you'll fight lots of battleships. Arkansas, Texas, they are all, Wyoming, they're all great for fighting cruisers. They're just so survivable now since the damage model changes to the citadels, as well as the flooding mechanic. If you're mindful about what you're doing, you can survive a surprisingly long amount of time. And all of the circle fights I've had lately, I've played the entire length of the battle, which is the only game mode that has 1 hour battles still outside of enduring confrontation. So we're going to take 600 of each, because I'm not too sure how well these American 14 inches will go, but let's find out. No. Gaijin AI. Lucky I weigh 32,000 tons. Try and hit this Des Moines out the back here. I despise how the cruisers stay still. Like, I've got a reason, I can barely move. Well, we've got a top running speed of 37 kilometers an hour, 38 if we're lucky. Alright, so the high explosive is really not working for me. It's not doing much to those American heavies and light cruisers. Despite the new flooding mechanic, I haven't really worked out how that functions yet. And I've really found that it's more effective against battleships. Got a bunch of... We've got a dreadnought out here, is it? Nope. Let's keep our eye on the Des Moines boy. I want to take him down, and then we'll move into the circle. And if you're wanting to go backwards in the American Standard types, don't really bother. Because you're in this ship, its reverse speed is like minus. Reverse is 10 kilometers an hour, I believe, in reverse. Oh, this Krasny keeps getting in my way. Now that Krasny's left us alone. We didn't have any luck against Des Moines. Let's try and get this Helena here. Oh, we got his ammo rack with the armor piercing. Straight through his barbettes into the ready rooms. And so when you're fighting cruisers, their armor is literally a non-threat. Just unfortunate we don't have any type of base fuse shell or an semi-armor piercing. Because so far, high explosive, I've used 50 shells and we've done no damage. Fire a couple of salvos of armor piercing and we cause all sorts of carnage. The problem will be at close range with armor piercing. We're more likely to just cut straight through the ships. Oh, we just ammo racked that Helena. We've got another one here sinking. That ready rack room explosion doing catastrophic damage. I'll have to come back to my Helena fighting ship, which is the Sverdlov cruisers. They love destroying Helenas. Let's see how effective it is. Very nice. We got 2 Helenas down in about a minute. Let's try and get a third. Fire away. This poor AI Project 206 just getting hosed down by all the 20s and the 40s. There we go. We got him. No effort required. He's no threat, really. There we go. We've got a Chapayev. We'll give him a full broadside and then look for another target. Ripple fire will help alleviate the fire rate problems. And you can spread the damage across the entire length of the ship. There we go. Mackenzie's down. And I believe that's all the cruisers defeated. There's just one battleship player remaining. Very low player count today. There he is, the Babadook in his Marat. The last time I fought one of these in the, what was it, the Nassau. It was quite an interesting fight. They don't have much armor compared to us, but comparatively they have very powerful semi-armor piercing shells and about the same statistics armor piercing shells. But these guys hate flooding. They're so low in the water that once flooding starts with the new mechanics, it's kind of hard to stop. But just trying to hit something vital, because he is so low, especially at close range, you just have to try and hit something squishy. But dispersion is making that a problem. It's been about 5 minutes of shooting each other. We're not really doing much. He's doing the occasional damage. Some of his shells are getting through, some aren't. Generally everything that he aims high is getting through. And nothing I fire is getting through. There we go, we got his stern, set a fire, destroyed a compartment. Oh man, this is so frustrating. What's it been, like 10 minutes now? We've been fighting each other. We just can't finish each other off. Oh, and what do you know? Killed by an AI destroyer with a 130mm gun. Jesus Christ. Alright, so 6 kills, 10,000 damage. This battle's pretty much over unless Babadook wants to come back in another battleship. In which case I will fight him again. Lots of damage, but you can see all the individually modelled armor plates. Got a rogue destroyer coming in close. So what did we make? We made 22,000 RP, but I had a 100% booster on this time, which is pretty good considering it's a tech tree vehicle, and that will mainly come from all the hits and all of the battle time that we had. We had 23 minutes of activity, but the battle went for 45 minutes. Yeah, I got the Texas. I'm gonna fight this fellow out here. Take the hipper down. Just got to wait a few more seconds for these cannons to reload. Coming across from the Nassau, which had like 21 or 22 second reload, to this has been painful. I did have to fork out the silver lines for reload time because 50 seconds was just too painful. Even when using ripple fire, trying to alleviate. Oh, we got him. Took more than I wanted. A lot of those were overpens. Let's hit this destroyer too. It's very brave bringing a destroyer to this kind of battle. Keeping in mind that he's got up to, what is it, 10 torpedoes he could fire at us. Yeah, man. Making the videos today. Lots of friendly blokes around. Let's finish off this fellow here. HMS Hyder is down. And I just feel bad. All of my games have been full down tiers. Not seeing any other battleships. Let's get this Norfolk here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We fired all 10, but I only counted. Oh, we got him! Oh, poor bugger. Straight through the mummy daddy button. Oh, here we go. Arizona. We have taken a fair amount of damage on both sides, so we are in a little bit of a disadvantage. It looks like a nearly full strength Arizona besides his bow. It's gonna make my armor-piercing shells count. Oh, we could just die. We could do that too. Dying's good. Dying works. Oh, god damn. Battle's over. That's the end of that. Oh, the Des Moines. They just litter you with shells. And they don't do much, I can say that right now. I am not stressed at all fighting any of these cruisers anymore. That guy just got blattered. He's starting to sink. And yeah, like the full down tiers, like he's a Marat. We'll try and Blatt The Marat. Just waiting on the reload, 13 seconds. Here's my friend from the last game. I just smashed him to pieces with the high explosive, and now he doesn't know why he's flooding. Better tell him. So yeah, I was smashing that. I think it was a Helena with high explosive just to test it, see how much it worked, and it did. It did. It worked. He's now suffering. Poor guy. I'm sorry, but it was for science. Marat, not much happening with Marat. That was a failed shot. Now we just got to wait until we get around this island. There's something here. Yeah, Fargo. It was a Fargo. Yeah. Fargo got high explosived. They don't have any frag armor, so it was more effective than against a Helena. Here we go. We're going to Blatt The Marat. We haven't had a chance to do that yet. Come on, come on. We'll just fire the two rear guns. Two front guns, sorry. Let's go. Oh, no. Just what? Oh, yeah. From Fortune. We got Fortune there. Bad luck to fortune in one stroke. Took a little while for the fire to catch, obviously. Just do little bursts. Just trying to get the lead. Otherwise, I find that too much confuses the leading. We're going to move away from this G5, because if he manages to get close, then at least we're going to halve his approach rate. Got him. There's a lot of 20 mils on the stern of this ship. Another 11,000, no boosters that time. This game has been an absolute misery. My team got annihilated, and now I'm being chewed to pieces systematically. No help left. There's not much I can do. I'm just in a constant repair state. We've started a flood, and I can't repair it, despite not having the warning that it's an unbreachable flood. Oh dear. Well, like, to be fair, I mean, I've been pounded for the last 10 minutes. Anyone would be tender after that. Not an ideal situation, but that's alright. Like, sometimes your team gets absolutely decimated in the first 30 seconds and you just gotta cope, they say. Clearly it was a skill issue this time. To be fair, my gunnery was pretty poor. I could have finished off a couple of the cruisers in the early game. At least that fellow that took out 5 guys. And that just casual battleship just sitting there having a good old time. Me on the opposite end of that spectrum. Still can't repair the flooding. It looks like it's just going to take hold. I've stopped the ship dead. Even 1/3 ahead's got no engine power. Yeah, we're continuing to drown. Oh, I shouldn't have taken that turn. The list, I've just given us a critical list. That was a bad idea. I should have stayed straight and level. Now they're going to blame the captain for this. Should have ordered men overboard a long time ago. We are now very, very critical. The deck is about to lap the waves. I hope everyone is out of those casemates. Be a lot of water pouring in there very, very shortly. I mean, this is not ideal. There's nothing I can do. Got no player agency. It's just a slow death. And if I were to J out, it'd be a full repair cost. So I ain't J'ing out. I'm just going to stay here and fight to the bitter end. But that is basically the flooding mechanic in a nutshell. Yes, the rematch with an Arizona. This is my friend from One Navy, Mr. One Nut. I think it's his name, One Nut. The One Nut Killer. I had a mate named Steve. We called him One Nut. He lost his other one climbing a fence. Anyway, that's what it feels like at the moment to duel it out with this Arizona. And I do believe Arizona doesn't have any armor-piercing shells, unless he's trying to test said flooding mechanics on me. Well, that might have been armor-piercing. I can't really tell. I don't remember the color of the traces. I think they're white. I was going to expose my full broadside to try and get better fire. There's a little bit of dispersion issues happening here. Set a fire. Battle's been raging for 4 minutes or more just with this Arizona. And it's just like, this is a real battleship fight. Like, we're just juking it out. 2 blokes just swinging, taking turns to swing at each other until one of us gets knocked out. That's what it feels like. Everyone else is dead, it's just us. I'm alternating between armor piercing and high explosive just to see if I can make some effect. Arizona's belt armor is very good. 14 inches of belt armor, roughly. Much more armor than us, and he's much more compact, so his crew's nice and safe in that central citadel. I can't seem to penetrate it. I can get through. I've hit his gun elevators, but... Let's try again. 24 seconds. You've got to try and fill the gap. Think about stuff, and... Here we go. Is he going to fire? It's his turn to throw the punch. He's taking his time. He's keeping me in suspense. Here come the secondaries. And this is Nevada too, by the way. You can see those secondaries now through the gloom. Oh yeah! We managed to hit that unlucky little gap just at the bottom of the barbette. That was an amazing fight. I think that was 12 minutes of just juking it out. Well, what's that, like 16 salvos each? I've been playing this ship all day and I've just realized that there's no scout plane. And it's because of this cap issue where I've spent the entire match trying to get to the goddamn cap zone. No one else trying. Oh, and now I've been deleted. Deleted in the delete button. This is some kind of battleship. Don't know what it is. But keep an eye out for danger. Salute to you, Commander. Why, thank you, sir. I salute back. Oh, nice. Oh, we got it. We got a kill. Oh, this guy's just given me the luck. Thanks, mate. The saluting. My friend from before is about to make a desperate bid for glory in the Dornier 335, dropping the bomb. He got successful. 500 kilo bomb. Finish off Van der Tan. Oh, here comes my reckoning. We've got lots of fighter support. I did vector them in with the new radio commands. T61, I believe it is. T61 for air alert. Vector them in to intercept. He's in a lot of trouble. Got an A26 on your tail, mate. That's a lot of firepower. She's smoking up. A26 is pulling away. Both oars are open. A26 probably didn't want to get hit by my AA. Oh, and the Dornier has come in for his second kill, taking out the Heinkel 111. The new weather effects really make identification hard. Like some maps were already... Oh, we got to kill Des Moines. Another one. It's so easy to kill when you hit him in the right spot. There's lots of AI everywhere. Can't fill a match today. Lots of experience. Project 206 and a Chapayev. Just shoot the bow straight off of him. Basically easy mode. Let's button down this destroyer with a shit ton of Bofors and 20 mils. Just all hands open fire. Wreck these mothers that decide to close within 1 kilometer of the United States' finest. You're definitely very sturdy, this ship. Like that's his probably key point, survivability. But I think I've had enough for today. If you enjoyed the video so far, make sure to leave a like button. Tell me what you've enjoyed the most about it, and I'll see you next time. Until then, Commander Tyrael, out.